Hello there, my YouTube family. How are you? I am Helen Sattler, your Destiny Helper. Thank you once again for joining me on this video. I have received many emails for the subject that I'm about to talk about. Many of you were asking about what happens when, or how dangerous can it be when you discard a narcissist. Let's talk about that. But first of all, let's make sure that you have subscribed to my YouTube channel. Push that bell, and every time I upload new content or have any information, you would definitely be the first to know. And thank you so much for the many emails and your fabulous comments that you are making. It really, really blesses me to know that you are enjoying the content that I upload. It is really, really a blessing to me. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. Let's talk about it. What happens when you discard a narcissist, the supply discard a narcissist? I've done that on part 1, and this is part 2. Like I promised, we were going to talk about the dangers of discarding a narcissist. And then it depends on the type of narcissist as to the reaction you're going to get. All narcissists cannot deal with rejection or abandonment. And when you discard a narcissist, to them it's rejection and abandonment. But sometimes the supply has come to the end of their rope and they're saying enough is enough. And I'm not going to continue this. I need to get out for my own sanity, my own health. Many of you are having health issues. You're noting biological issues. You are feeling things and experiencing things. And the doctors are telling you they don't know what it is. And they're thinking psychosomatics, that you need medication for your nerves, or you need medication for some type of mental illness, or they feel that you're under too much stress. But the truth of it is, being with a narcissist shows up on the sonogram as stress areas, as trauma areas, because anyone who knows about NPD know that that is a very traumatic relationship, that you will experience trauma in that relationship. And many of you have done just that. You've experienced trauma. You've experienced, many of you, abandonment because you've been discarded. And many of you have been in there for years, and it's been a constant cycle, a repetitive cycle. You give them another chance. You think they're going to change. You keep believing for change. You keep praying for change, and you keep getting the same thing. It's been 10 years. It's been 15 years. It's been 20 years. It's been 30 years. Some of you 40 years. 50 years, and it's still the same thing. And then some of you at 50-year relationship, you bail out, or the narcissist bail out. And what happens is, when you discard a narcissist, the narcissist can kind of anticipate what is going on, because they notice a change in your energy, the way you give to them. You don't compliment them as much. You don't show them as much attention. Then what they're doing is like you went gray rock. You don't, they don't have the effects that they used to have on you, because you have got to the point of survival and an instinctive survival. And you're saying that if I'm going to make it, I'm gonna now have to cover myself. I got to cover myself emotionally, because I feel like I'm losing my mind, especially when you've been gaslighted and devaluated, then you idolize, and then you come back in love bomb, then you gaslight, devaluate. This is the trauma bonding series and cycle, and this keeps you there. And the narcissist transcribe, go to my video, a transcription versus translation, and you will see how they rewrite your mind. They rewrite what you think about yourself. They tear down your imagery, your self-esteem. They tear down your hope and your dreams, and this way you can be totally dependent upon them. So when you have come to the point where you concluded, I've had enough, I'm not going to do this anymore, I can't do this anymore. Some of you haven't got to the point where you don't want to do it anymore. Some of you got to the point where I can't do it anymore. And it has become a matter of survival. It's life and death for me. I'm going to have to move on. I'm going to have to go on, because I can't continue like this. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I feel like I'm out of touch with reality. You know, I have my children, but the narcissists take everything. They took everything out of me. They took me from church. They took me from my children. They took me away from my family. You know, I'm having a hard time holding a career, holding my business. And those of you who are in the higher echelon of business and dealing with multi-properties, and you are a serial entrepreneur, and what happened is you now are devastated, and you are living one step at a time when you used to operate at a high speed momentum, and you notice your space has slowed down because your thoughts have slowed down. You're not operating at the mental capacity that you used to operate at, and you used to take care of the kids. Your life was the children, but you're noticing different integrals of blanket space where you're blanking out in thought. You're not remembering things. You put things down, it moves, and you don't know whether you moved it or somebody else moved it. Even if there's nobody else in the house, you don't know your reality, and you almost think you're living an alternate reality. You start to blame yourself. You're saying it must be me, it must be my fault, because the narcissist is telling you it's all your fault, that they're loving you and you don't care, and you're not giving to them like you used to give to them. And what happened is you giving out. You drained. You said, I'm drained. And some of you that has already escaped is still recouping your strength. You still recouping your dreams, your goals, and you're finding it's not so easy to recover those things that you once had, especially when you've been in a long-term narcissist relationship. The longer you stay, the more dies. The longer you stay, the longer it takes to recover. The longer you stay, the deeper that trauma bond goes. And when you make up in your mind that you're going to leave the narcissist, it is not an easy decision, but you must be strategic, especially those of you who have malignant narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, and narcissists. First of all, psychopath, you're not going to be able to have a long-term relationship. They won't do that. You know, the energy that they have, and the games that they psychologically play, and the trophies that they need for their life is not going to allow them to do that. So if you with a covert, and you with a sociopath, and you with a malignant narcissist, you still have to plan, especially those of you with families. We talk about the legal issues. I recommend Rebecca Zahn. Please go to Rebecca Zahn. She is one of the top lawyers in divorce who have dealt with narcissists and cases against supply by the narcissist. And she knows the court atmosphere. She knows the court proceedings. She knows how the judge operates. So I do recommend Rebecca Zahn. Go to her if you are in a case. Go to also Dr. Carmen Bryan. Very, 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 very good. These are people who went through that, and they went through that in skill. I want to do an interview with a young lady. Her name is Bridget Griffin, and she deals with this, and she deals in a court setting. And so we're going to get her, and we'll present a Zoom where you can ask her about legal cases, legal issues. What do you do? What do you say? What do you not say? How do you present yourself? All of these things to help you, because when you are planning to discard a narcissist, you better do just that. You have to plan, especially if you have a malignant narcissist. Remember, every narcissist take you leaving as rejection, because the narcissists think they're the cream of the crop. They think that you should be very, 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 very appreciative to even have them in your life, that they even want to be there. You know, how many people want them? They thinking people would give their right arm to be where you are. People would give their life just to be with me, and you're going to leave me. And most narcissists have abandonment issue, rejection issues. They have an orphan spirit. So when you leave a narcissist, you're stirring up that emotion. You're stirring up that devastation. They already have all of these pit holes that is on the inside of them, and you have caused that hole to increase by causing a narcissistic injury. And if you tell the narcissist you're leaving, some things are going to happen. They're either going to idolize you, to love bomb you back in, to make you think that they're going to change. They will cry. They will do everything that they can. anything but allow you to leave. And so that's why sometimes you may have to think about that. What is the wisdom of leaving? Do I tell the narcissist? Do I not tell the narcissist? Well, if you're going to leave and you have a malignant narcissist, you are not going to tell that malignant narcissist you are leaving. They are going to go ballistic, A1 crazy right there, because that's abandonment. That is rejection. And then that's coming out and they just lose it. Why? Because narcissists don't lose. Narcissists keep everything they got. They can discard you, but you don't have a right to discard them. They may even hit the wall, start throwing out furniture, and sometimes they react and they just grab you and start physically violating you until it is a extreme domestic violent case. Some people have actually lost their lives in trying to leave a narcissist, trying to escape a narcissist. So please do not take this lightly. You have to use wisdom. And when you do leave, a lot of times what happens, they start stalking you. They text you, they email you, they do fake accounts, and all of these fake accounts just so they can keep their eyes on you. The narcissists become a tracker. They become a hunter, and they hunt you down because they are obsessed with getting you back. They are obsessed with getting vengeance, because how dare you leave me, the best thing you ever had. And in the mind of the narcissist, I'm good to you. I've always been good to you. It's your fault. If you had to listen to me, if you had to did what I said, everything, the narcissist shift blame. The narcissist does not take blame. And when you have children, the narcissist can meet you at the child's school. The narcissist can talk to the school. So you have to make sure that if you leave, you make all of those things viable. That's going to be advantageous for you and the child. Like you would tell the teacher that you are the only one to pick up the child, that if the father comes, that the father doesn't have rights. And that's why you have to go to the courts and get a court order, a parenting plan that does not permit the narcissist to get the child anytime they want to get the child. So you have to cover grounds, because this narcissist will track you down. And if they put a tracker on your phone, you turn off. If you know they got a track on your phone, you need another phone. And if they have not, you got to turn off the location of your phone. You have to come off of social media, because social media is the narcissist playground anyway. And so you would be tracked with all of these fake Facebook pages, Instagram pages, and all of the avenues that are available to the narcissist to be able to come in contact with you. Because if you block them, then they will go to a friend and build fake accounts and to get to you, because the narcissist is obsessed with you leaving them. They just don't let you go as a primary supply. And you leave them, they go ballistic. They're obsessed with you leaving them, because that's rejection. And you done took them back to their memory. Maybe their mom left them, their dad left them. They had abandonment issues growing up, rejection issues growing up. They have this orphan spirit where it's mine, it's my family, it's my supply. They can dog you and do anything they want to do to you. I mean, you sitting there like a muskrat, and they fine with that. But they're not going to be a muskrat. They'll leave you, but you can't leave them. And so a lot of narcissists can turn very violent. A malignant narcissist, sometimes you find that the supply has to actually leave the city. They have to change everything, because the malignant narcissist is capable of killing, capable of doing some serious damage when the supply leave. Because you got to remember, in the mind of the narcissist, you are their property. You are just not only their fuel, you are their property. You belong to them, whether you're married to them or not. If you live with them, the narcissist feel like you belong to me. How dare you leave? And most narcissists, because they are not faithful and they cheat, they think the first thing is you have someone else. And that is the ultimate code with a narcissist, is cheating on them, someone else touching their supply. When you discard them, or you're leaving them, or you cheating on them, that is like number uno. And you have caused a serious narcissistic injury. And a narcissistic injury is like having this gaping, infectious hole inside of you that have not had the proper medical care, and it is reeking in infection. And that's the way they are emotionally. This infection is going on the inside of them. So they come after you hard, they come after you intentionally, they come after you extremely focused. So when you are talking about discarding a narcissist, please plan wisely. It's not always good to tell the narcissist, I'm leaving you, unless they are gone in one place and you are already out of the house. And if they can, you have to cut off. You have to block people that has been with them on your phone. You may have to block family members. You have to go and see, especially if you have a malignant narcissist, because this malignant narcissist is fuel. And you talking about narcissistic rage where they can't think. There's blackout zones. Sometimes they do things and they only know they done it after they come back to themselves. And this can be very, very dangerous for the supply. So you have to use wisdom. You have to block out friends and block out family members. You may have to relocate on your job. So this is why I'm telling you, it's strategic when you discard. And you know your narcissist, because the covert is going to be very subtle in what they do, and all of them are going to smear your name, because the narcissist is not going to take blame for anything. So once you leave and it look like they can be accused of not holding their part up, they are going to smear your name. And then you have your gang lords that are flying monkeys. They're going to gang up on you, and the higher the narcissist, the more flying monkeys they have, the more foot soldiers they have. And this seems like it's like a war zone where the tactics they use is strategic warfare, and they follow you everywhere you go. And this person let this person know, because they all are accountable to the narcissist. And because some people are weak to the narcissist, especially the charming aspect of the narcissist, they'll give away your location, they'll give away where you are, they'll give away that you have a new job, and the next thing you know, you get off from work and there the narcissists go, and you can see the hate and the rage in their face. But it is there is a way that you can do it with wisdom and start a life. I've advised and counsel and worked with many people that have been in this type scenario, and they have started their life. It's been years, and they were able to start their life and have a very productive life. And many of them have a new relationship. Some of them start an extended family or a new family, and they were able to move on because they operate with wisdom. Some of them almost lost their life behind the narcissist. The narcissist does not matter, and they don't mind breaking the law. They don't mind to get that supply that they think is theirs. That narcissists will violate boundaries, break laws, go to jail. If you don't stay, he'll come out with the same intent, because the narcissist is purpose driven. They are intentionally driven by what is their focus. And right now, the focus is that supply, because that supply is not with them. That type fuel, they can get fuel from another supply, but it's not the fuel. It's the fact that that supply left them. It's the fact that that supply discarded them. The narcissists know about discard because there's this inner mechanism on the inside of them that triggers the discard to let them know it's time to discard this. And when they discard you, they don't want you. You can't do nothing. You can't satisfy them. You can't please them. You can give them the best sex, the best food. You can buy them whatever they want. You can do whatever they say. When it's time to discard, they're going to discard. It's registered on the inside of them, and nothing stops the discard but a discard. And they discard and let you go. That doesn't mean they're not going to hoover you, because a lot of narcissists will hoover you. And then if you discard them, they're going to stalk you. They're going to follow you and follow you. And what they're going to try to do a lot of times, they'll try to, if it's a covert narcissist, somatic narcissist, they'll try to love bomb you and bring you back in. So they'll try to hoover you back in, which is to suck you back in. If it's a malignant, a lot of times they're not thinking about hoovering you back in. They're thinking about, how dare you try to leave me? How dare you? How dare you, you little incy wincy ant, gonna try to leave me, the giant lover, the giant provider? I'm the best thing since life. and you're going to leave me? So they are obsessed with vengeance. And there is no talking, there is no love bombing, there is no idolization, there is nothing but staying out of their way, making sure you cover ground, making sure you block them, block family, block friends, anything connected with them. Go and see, get a restraining order, get a parenting plan. Let them know, because if you get a restraining order, they may take some of the rights away from, or all the rights away from this malignant narcissist, where you don't even have to deal with a parenting plan. So you have to do things strategically, and you have to do things right. It is not easy breaking that trauma bonding, especially when you love the narcissist. You've been with the narcissist 10 years, 15 years. And then most narcissists that discard you, you know, within a week, they got somebody else. And you're like, how can that be? He just divorced me. Well, she was in the works. And that's why he went through with the divorce, because he finally got his hook in there, and it was hook, sink, and it was sealed. So he said, okay, let the divorce go, because I got me a new supply, and I got a new primary supply. Narcissists like primary supply. They're long-term supplies, and they build other supplies around them. So it's like owning a real estate. You may be in a real estate, in the real estate business. So you have a lot of little complexes, but you have this major forum that you operate out of, that's bringing in the greatest resources. That is the main primal supply, bringing in the main resources, but they get the worst treatment. The closer you are to the narcissist, the worse the treatment, because the narcissist don't want you to ever feel privileged. So they make sure they take you to the most degradation. And when others around them, you say, why don't they treat me nice like that? Because there is a different level of obligation. There's a different level of access. So when you discard the narcissist, you have to know what you're doing, and you have to be strategic when you're doing that. Do not discard the narcissist and tell the narcissist with your mouth, just so you can get back at them, because you think that they're going to love you so and regret you leaving, and you tell them, and then the narcissist is going to be sad. You forget who you're dealing with. Narcissist emotions are not like that. That's a regular person. That's a regular human. A regular human may feel regretful. A regular human may go after you and love you and plead with you, because they are sincere about not losing you, but not the narcissist. The narcissist emotions are different. They don't go after you like that. They don't. If they plead with you, they're pleading with you because you're leaving them, not because they want you back. They don't want to lose. They don't want you to leave them, because that's rejection. You are messing with the holes in their hearts and the holes in their lives. So when you abandon them, that's what they see. When you reject them, that's what they see. And they're orphan, that I've lost everything. When the narcissists have lost their family, and some of them have grew up in orphanage, and some of them have had atrocious things to happen to them. That is bringing back that memory when you're talking about a discard. So don't play games with the narcissist. Don't talk about a discard and you are not playing a discard, because if that word ever come out of your mouth and you even decide to stay, you will be punished for that. You will go through for that. And if you tell the narcissist, I'm going to find somebody else, the narcissist never forgive you cheating on them, because they think they're too good for that. And they think that you should be so grateful to even have them. How dare you find somebody that you try to equalize with them? So you see how careful you have to be. You ask the question, how dangerous is it to discard the narcissist? It can be life-threatening to discard a narcissist based on the narcissist you have. And every narcissist cannot deal with rejection and abandonment. Every narcissist cannot deal with loss. Narcissists always want to win a sense of grandizement, and they feel like you are never equal to them. You will never be equal to them or above them. Even if they know it, they're going to hit you at the knees, because the narcissist would never admit it if they know it. And if they know or feel that you're better than them, stronger than them, they're going to go after that strength. If not, they're going to discard. They're not going to stay at a place where they're not the ultimate. They're not going to stay in a place where they're not the supreme. The narcissist is not going to bow down to anything because of a sense of entitlement and a sense of grandizement. So you are at risk if you don't use wisdom. Should you tell the narcissist? Not always. You have to do what's best for you, what's best for the family. No one can really tell you that. You have this register, like the narcissists have this instinct inside of them to tell them to discard you, where there's an instinct inside of you to tell you this is enough. You can't keep going through this. Nobody have to tell you when it is enough. I have a video called When the Supply Has Had Enough. Go check out that video. That video will really, really encourage and strengthen you. And then I did the video, part one. This is part two, part one of When the Supply Discard the Narcissist. Look at that. We didn't deal with really the dangers in the first video, but in this video, we're dealing with the dangers of being stalked, the dangers of being followed, the dangers of being text 50,000 times a day, dangers of being shown up at the job, the danger of working through a family member, working through a friend to get you to a place, a malignant narcissist, to get you alone where he can't be tracked. Nobody knows where you are. And he said, I just want to talk to you. Just talk to me. Just meet me here. I want to buy you dinner. I know that I was bad. I know that I wasn't good, but just meet me for do not meet that narcissist for dinner, because that narcissist has something on its mind and you are there alone, and it would be where you can't prove that they did what they're planning to do, because the narcissist does not have good in their mind, good intent. They're planning to do evil, and you have to register that in your heart, and don't go by your emotions. Get out of your emotions. Use your mind. Be very intelligent in this. When you're thinking about discarding the narcissist, use your wisdom. When you're thinking about discarding the narcissist, don't just leave. Don't just talk. And then those of you who say, I want him to love me, but I want him to miss me, and I believe he loved me, so I'm going to tell him I'm leaving. You're getting ready to set yourself up for the worst torment you've ever had. Be wise. Don't play games with narcissists, because the narcissist is not playing games with you. With what you are feeling in your body, it's not a game. Your memory lapse is not a game. The fog in your mind is not a game. Your sleepless nights is not a game. Your nervousness around them is not a game. And you not knowing your reality, not a game. Some of you are on volumes because your nerves just shot. And then isolation, whatever friends you get, after a while they're isolating. They seem to go toward the narc more than you. That's not a game. So don't you play a game with the narcissist. So I hope that this has answered your questions. If you feel threatened, you usually have to prove that threat in order to get a restraining order. Do not delay. If you feel a life-threatening situation, leave, get out. Go somewhere. Even if you have to go to a shelter, take the kids to a shelter. Get out for your own safety and the safety of the child. But a narcissist, discarding them is not an easy thing. It's possible and very necessary. Oftentimes very necessary. But you have to use wisdom, and you have to be a strategist. So I hope you will go back and listen to this video again and see where you fit into this. And if you're thinking about discarding the narcissist, that you would think with intelligence and cover you and cover your family. If you have a malignant narcissist, you may not can stay in that city. You may need to not go to your family, because the narcissist, to get to you, will go through the ranks, baby. Because when you become their target, you're the target. It's just like a black bear. A black bear, when they get their scent, your scent in their nose, they don't care about anybody else. Everybody can jump in front of that bear. That bear would kill them, move them out of the way, because the target is the first scent that they got in their nose. That's what they want. And that's the primary supply. The bear has your scent in their nose, and they're not satisfied until they get to you. Discarding the narcissist is dangerous, but it's possible. Discarding the narcissist is dangerous, and it may be wise. Discarding the narcissist is never a game. So think very, very clearly and take the time to strategize about what you're doing. Your life is more valuable than a game. And I'm telling you, life after the narcissist does exist. Well, I hope I answered a lot of those questions. Leave your comments in the comments box. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know, are there any other narratives that I can add to this? And then we can do another series, because many of you are right here. You're facing just what I'm saying. You are right in the middle of the traffic of this situation. So just email me at destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. destinyhelper12s@gmail.com. Meet me on tonight. I will be on live at 10 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 10 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you meet me, and I will see you on the next video. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, take this time to subscribe. Push that bell, and every time I upload new content or have any viable information, guess what? You will be the one who get it. Thank you so much, and thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. So like and share the page. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. And remember, when you discard the narcissist, use wisdom, use strategy. Never play a game with it. God bless you.